Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Before we meet Neo, let's have a little fun.
Yeehaw. Your weapon, sir. Thank you, Stewart. Fire in the hole. I'm alive. Awesome. Way to go. We did it, Stewart.
Next up is Neo. He's a humanoid robot made to live in your home as a helpmate. You'll also meet the CEO of the company. It's called 1X, and their headquarters in Moss, Norway. They also have another office in the Bay Area in Sunnyvale, California.
For the first episode of Year 2 of S3, we're getting an exclusive look at 1X Technology's new robot, Neo. 1X has been building robots in Norway since 2014, developing their own tendon drive technology as well as their first robotic system, Eve, a humanoid-like robot with a wheel system for ground movement and parallel grippers for hands. But now, 1X believes they're not only ready to build a humanoid robot, but manufacture them and deliver them to paying customers for use in their homes as soon as next year. I drove from our studio in San Francisco south to Sunnyvale to meet Neo for the first time and ask their team more about how they plan to bring humanoid robots to the home.
My name's Bernd. I'm the CEO and founder of 1X, and we make humanoid robots for the home.
So Neo will be available next year, 2025. No specific date yet.
But I knew I was going to do this since I was a kid. Kind of kid that had like this cabinet full of stuff that I picked apart, putting it back together. For some reason one day while like looking at an excavator, doing work, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make humanoid robots. That's what I'm going to do in life. I think I was like 11 or something. This is just reshaping the world in our view. So this is our Bay Area office, where we have our AI team. Main office is over in Norway, where we do all of our manufacturing development and production, hardware engineering.
So here at the manufacturing operations and engineering department at 1X, we have a very diverse team. There are people who are responsible for designing the processes. We have a very strong quality team as well that support that system.
And we create robots that are safe, capable, and affordable, so we can create robots that can live and learn among us. A lot of like early inspiration from Honda Asimov. I think it was like so ahead of its time, and kind of still almost is, right? And followed the field ever since.
In a first ever experiment, 1X's Neo humanoid spent 2 days living with a human, revealing a series of unexpected results. This is partly because Neo demonstrated several intelligent abilities that shocked observers, but just how smart is it already? To start, Neo demonstrates a wide array of capabilities while doing chores around the house. From making a cup of coffee to assisting with cooking, Neo executed various real-world tasks that require both dexterity and planning. On top of this, Neo can also fetch ingredients, hand over utensils, and even engage in simple conversations, including telling jokes. But Neo's accelerating ability to learn and adapt to its environment on the fly is what really raises eyebrows. This is because by living among humans, Neo constantly gathers data from anyone and anything around it to grow its hive mind intelligence. These are the minds of robots around the world, connecting together via a distributed swarm brain. This will allow them to manufacture themselves and spawn into self-organizing groups of robots that monitor and respond to the needs of humans more effectively on a person-by-person basis. And as for autonomy, Neo uses a combination of AI models to learn and gradually increase its autonomous functionality over time. On top of this, Neo can also be teleoperated to help expedite its learning process by imitation. Importantly, this approach allows for continuous improvement and over-the-air updates to the robot, so that the same hardware can become increasingly useful over time. And concerning safety, firstly, the robot uses only low kinetic energy by design in order to minimize the risk of it accidentally injuring humans. Moreover, Neo is programmed to recognize and avoid dangerous situations, respect physical boundaries, and self-recover from potential failures. Furthermore, Neo prevents bad actors from gaining control of it and going rogue inside of your home.
Did I hear that the robot can possibly go rogue inside my home? Well, it seems that their main objective is to have the best security, knowing that, things can happen with robots in your home, but apparently they have like 24-hour security. So you should be pretty safe. But I'm impressed that it makes coffee, it provides cooking, gives you your utensils if you need them, provides you with simple conversation and jokes. It's a pretty good deal. Neil?
Specifically, robot privacy concerns are addressed through user-controlled settings, with owners specifying which areas or objects Neo can interact with and what information it can access. This level of customization prevents the robot from recording, accessing, downloading, reporting, augmenting, or withholding data that it shouldn't. And in recognizing the high-stakes nature of giving these robots access to your home while you sleep, 1X has implemented security measures and conducted extensive testing to ensure Neo remains safe from cyber threats and state actors. This focus on cybersecurity is intended to prevent swarms of robots from suddenly being hijacked and going rogue en masse. Furthermore, 1X is offering 24-hour support for its robots for the quickest resolution of any control issues that may arise around the robot and its operations or access.
Again, security is vitally important to 1X technology. They want to ensure that their customers are safe.
And when it comes to Neo's expected price per unit, 1X will likely institute some kind of leasing strategy. This would involve users first paying a few $1,000s upfront safety deposit to take delivery of the robot. Then they'd continue to pay monthly subscription fees for the robot's ongoing intelligence. On top of this, there could be extra services, like giving your robot the ability to download knowledge from other robots, upgrading your robot's security software, and more value-added extras.
The leasing cost for Neo seems fairly reasonable. To have a robot in your home, that's not bad.
Last 9 years, really been going deep down the rabbit hole of how to design and manufacture every single component that makes us able to create systems that are closer to human. So the only way we get truly intelligent robots is to get them into them. Think about early LLMs, right? There was a lot of people thinking like, oh, we're going to train very narrow wedge approaches, where if you train on exactly the data or the task that you want to apply this to, this will create the best model. Now this clearly proved out to be wrong. So the only way you get to truly intelligent systems is in the home, where you have this enormous amount of diversity. I think that's how we learn, right? We learn by experimentation and observation, not just through observation.
We collect a large, diverse set of robot data with our humanoids, both Eve and Neo. We train a robotic foundation model that captures all kinds of knowledge about the world, and then we turn that into a helpful assistant using the same techniques that have been shown to be very helpful in language modeling.
So this is Eve, which is our first product. Eve's about 4 years old now, and this is the first generation of all of our technology. So all of these early innovations that we had to do to be able to create systems that are like compliant, backdrivable, safe, strong, and able to interact with the world to learn, even in our spaces, really started here. This is what now is getting matured into the second generation of the hardware, which is Neo, and where we really feel we can take the final step to be in all of these diverse environments that we have at home, to be able to truly learn among people. It's all about making sure that there's as little energy in the system as possible. So if you think about these classical robotic systems, they're often driven by very heavy, very high gear ratios. Inside, there's nothing really that's moving any faster than what you can see like the body itself. But in a normal classical industrial robotic system, you would have like a motor and a gear inside here, typically spinning 100 times faster than the arm is moving. Now you have to take that 100 times, you have to square it. So now you have a multiplier of 10,000 on the energy of that system. And all this energy has to go somewhere when you instantly have to stop. It's all about building systems that are passively safe. And like, we humans, we don't think about this, right? But if we run around the corner, we bump into each other, it's not really dangerous. For most robots, it's roughly similar to holding a 15 kilogram kettlebell in your hand while moving. So now you can think about like, okay, if I have a 15 kilogram kettlebell strapped to each of my wrists, and for the legs it's usually like 25 kilograms, and you see this in how robots typically move. Like when you see a robot walk and it's walking like this, actually you would walk the same if you had a 25 kilogram kettlebell strapped to your foot. Because now you need to be very careful, right? Very soft. This is also inherently just extremely unsafe. This worked extremely well in robotics for factories. When you're in a factory, everything is calibrated, so you can move very fast, very precise, and whenever you're going to touch something, you can slow down. In robotics, it's often because they had this like great intuition about like, this is the thing we should do. And then it gets watered out because people just keep beating on them, and you're like for us, right? Oh, you can't use tendons to drive a robot. They don't have reliability, durability, all these things. That's been tried many times before. And then try again, and you try again for years, and you finally make it work. And I think that's the true innovation, right? It's a cliche because it's true. It's like, don't give up.
The next major milestone for 1X is to take all the learnings we've had on AI and foundation models in robotics from our fleet of Eves and transfer it to Neo and deploy this in the home. So this is another level of difficulty from what we've experienced so far, because when you're deploying robots in the home, you don't have the ability to test new ideas at customer sites. They really just have to work on day one. So as a technologist, I'm super excited about the possibility that the physical world becomes a computer. This would basically be a huge economic unlock in the amount of productivity we can do. Of course, there's also the benefits to the aging demographics, and I think this kind of technology is really essential for the survival of the species if we're going to keep growing the size of the population and keep a high standard of living for everyone on the planet. And then also it's just extremely amusing to see robots struggling and also succeeding. I think that really inspires me when the robots actually can do something smart.
So we've come to the end of the video. What do you guys think? Are you all willing to buy a Neo robot? If so, leave a comment. And please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.